Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a huge shift happening in AI right now. We're moving away from AI that just answers your questions to AI that actually gets things done, all on its own.
But, this whole revolution kind of kicked off with a huge bang and a pretty serious warning sign. A project called OpenClaw went completely viral, and almost overnight, the entire cybersecurity world was just sounding the alarm.
And this wasn't some little side project. We're talking over 326,000 developers jumping on board. It created this weird paradox, right? It was incredibly popular, but at the same time immensely risky. So let's unpack how we got here.
All right, first things first. What in the world is OpenClaw? And why did it cause such a massive stir?
Well, the promise of OpenClaw was super compelling. A powerful AI assistant that you control completely. No big corporate servers snooping on your data. It runs on your machine, and you make the rules. Honestly, this is the dream of agentic AI in a nutshell.
But to actually make that dream a reality, the whole industry had to solve this massive underlying problem that was holding everything back.
And this is the core idea we're talking about, agentic AI. We are moving from AI you just talk to an AI that actually does things for you. It can plan, it can reason, but getting it to do all that created a massive technical headache. So this gets to the heart of the problem. It was something called the N by M integration crisis. And look, it sounds complicated, but the idea is simple. Imagine, for every single AI model, that's N, you had to build a totally custom one-off connection to every single tool or database, that's M. It was a chaotic, unscalable mess that was just grinding innovation to a halt.
So the solution? It was an idea so simple, so elegant, that people started calling it the USB-C for AI.
And that is the perfect way to think about it. Instead of having a drawer full of a million different cables, the entire industry realized it needed one universal plug that just works. For AI, that plug is the Model Context Protocol, or MCP.
MCP basically creates this middle layer, this universal translator. Now, an AI app just needs one MCP plug to connect to any tool out there, and any tool just needs one MCP socket to talk to any AI. It takes that exponential n times n nightmare and turns it into a simple n plus m problem. It just simplifies everything.
And the way it works is pretty straightforward. You've got the AI host. That's your app. It uses a client to reach out and create a secure connection with a server, which is the tool or the data it needs to use. Simple as that.
Okay, so having a technical standard is great, but who makes sure it stays open? Who keeps one company from taking it over and locking everyone else out?
That's where the Agentic AI Foundation, or the AIIF, comes into play. People started calling it the Switzerland of AI agents because it's hosted by the Neutral Linux Foundation, and its whole job is to be the fair, impartial referee for this new ecosystem.
And its mission is crystal clear. Keep things open, keep them transparent, and make sure that the fundamental plumbing of this new agent era is built by everyone for everyone. No getting locked into one company's system.
And this is what's really wild. Look who's on board. You've got OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, Microsoft, AWS. These guys are fierce competitors, right? Getting them all to agree on anything is a huge deal. It just goes to show you how absolutely critical everyone knew this standard was. It was a real we all sink or swim together moment for the industry.
Okay, which brings us right back to OpenClaw. Because suddenly, armed with these new standards, developers could build these unbelievably powerful tools. But all that power, well, it came with a pretty serious dark side.
So someone did a scan of about 18,000 publicly available OpenClaw setups. And what they found was shocking. 15%, that's 1/5, of the community-made skills, the very things that make OpenClaw so useful, actually had malicious code in them. The security firm S2W did a deep dive, and yep, they confirmed it. The dangers were real. We're talking everything from prompt injection attacks that trick the AI to straight-up malware that steals your data. Because OpenClaw can act on its own, it created this massive new playground for attackers.
So the advice from the security community was loud and clear: lock it down. Don't expose this thing to the open internet. Treat every piece of data from the outside as potentially hostile, and for goodness sake, verify every single skill before you even think about installing it.
So, where does that leave us? What's the big takeaway here for the future of AI?
Well, when you put it all together, the MCP standard, the AIIF Foundation, and this whole OpenClaw saga, you really see the two sides of the coin, don't you? On one hand, we are laying the groundwork for this incredible, open, super innovative AI future. I mean, it's amazing. But on the other hand, we're building tools with just immense power. And that power comes with a whole new level of responsibility we've got to figure out.
Look, the era of agentic AI isn't a what-if anymore. It's a what now. The technical problems, the connection problems, are getting solved. But the human problems, the ones about trust and safety, well, those are just getting started.
This new kind of AI offers us incredible autonomy. But the real question we have to ask ourselves now is, are we actually prepared for the responsibility that comes with it? That's what we need to figure out as we build this powerful new world. Thanks for joining this explainer.